was a funeral unlike any other. Hundreds of thousands of Hezbollah terrorists, and reports say up to 1.4 million, filled the streets mourning their leader, Hassan Nasrallah. The sheer size of crowd was a show of enduring support and being alive. But as they chanted his name, Israel sent a message of its own. Fighter jets roared through the skies, breaking the sound barrier with a defining sonic boom over Beirut, a stark reminder of who controls the air. It was a moment charged with tension, signaling that even in death, the battle between Israel and Hezbollah is far from over. For years, Hezbollah fighters have marched under a single rallying cry: "We are coming, O Jerusalem," a bold declaration of their goal to destroy Israel and take our holy city. But what are the chances of that actually happening? I'm Yair Pinto, and this is My State, a program about current events, my belief in God, and my journey in the Holy Land. And today, we're standing in the city center of Jerusalem. I'm walking here in Jaffa Street in Jerusalem, and not far from me is the famous Machne Yehuda market, a hub of Israeli culture, cuisine, and tourism. This market has long been a symbol of resilience, and after months of war, life is returning to its vibrant stalls. But as Israel rebuilds, the threat from Hezbollah still looms. During the conflict, rockets were fired from Lebanon and reached as far as Jerusalem, this area. This is a chilling reminder that Iran's strongest proxy is still ideologically out there. So, is Hezbollah still a real threat to our survival? Let's find out. But before we do, please share, like, and most importantly, subscribe. Be part of Israel's global community at TBN Israel. At the start of the war, Israel's greatest fear was the threat on its northern border, far more than Hamas in the Gaza Strip. That threat was Hezbollah, a powerful Iranian-backed terrorist organization, actually an army that had dominated southern Lebanon for decades. Founded in the 1980s during Lebanon's civil war, Hezbollah had grown into a well-armed military force with an estimated 100,000 fighters and an arsenal of over 150,000 rockets, many of them capable of reaching deep into Israel. It operated both as a political party within Lebanon's government and as an internationally active military group, carrying out attacks beyond the Middle East. So besides its military operations, Hezbollah runs a vast criminal empire, engaging in drug trafficking, money laundering, and weapons smuggling across South America, Africa, and Europe, using illicit profits to fuel its war machine. Funded and armed by Iran, Hezbollah served as Tehran's most powerful proxy, helping to spread its influence across the region. While it claimed to defend Lebanon, Hezbollah's real mission has always been to fight Israel, expand Iran's strategic reach, and amass power through both political and criminal networks. This is a goal that made it Israel's most dangerous enemy on its borders. Through relentless airstrikes, precision intelligence, and strategic military operations, Israel has dealt Hezbollah one of its most crushing blows in history. The IDF dismantled key infrastructure, eliminated top commanders, and crippled its weapons supply lines, leaving Hezbollah struggling to maintain its firepower. Rocket launch sites, command centers, and underground tunnels were systematically destroyed, while Israeli forces cut off Iranian weapon shipments in Syria, serving Hezbollah's vital resupply chain. With Israeli air superiority dominating the battlefield, Hezbollah fighters found themselves pushed further north, losing their grip on key strongholds in southern Lebanon. Militarily weakened, financially drained, and politically more isolated than ever, Hezbollah's invincibility has been shattered. A 60-day ceasefire agreement took effect on the 27th of November 2024, requiring Hezbollah to move its fighters north of the Litani River, approximately 18.6 miles from the Israeli border. While Hezbollah has relocated some of its forces, has not fully complied with the agreement. So, Israeli officials have expressed concerns that Hezbollah maintains a presence south of the Litani River, and the Lebanese armed forces have faced challenges in enforcing the withdrawal. Despite its military losses, Hezbollah still holds serious political power in Lebanon. The group has seats in parliament and influence over key government decisions. But things are shifting. Lebanon's president, Joseph Aoun, recently visited Saudi Arabia for the first time in 6 years. This is a sign that Lebanon is trying to fix its strained ties with the Gulf. The tension was mainly due to Saudi Arabia's frustration with Hezbollah's control in Lebanon, which led to travel and import bans. Now, with Aoun in office and Nawaf Salam as Prime Minister of Lebanon, Hezbollah is losing ground politically. Lebanon is working to restore trade, lift the travel ban, and rebuild after this war, which has sparked efforts to disarm militias and bring parts of the country back under government control. As a result, Hezbollah has started pulling out of certain areas. There's growing pressure from the group to transport into a political party rather than an armed militia. And meanwhile, the fall of Syria's Assad, a key ally of Hezbollah in Iran, has shaken up the region, cutting off a major supply route for weapons and funding. This could mark the beginning of a new era for Lebanon, one where Hezbollah's grip weakens, giving the country a chance to break free from regional conflict and rebuild its future. The war may be on pause, but terror hasn't stopped. Hamas and Hezbollah are still a threat. Attacks can happen anytime on buses, in markets, in our streets. The danger is real. When terror strikes, Magen David Adom is first on the scene, rushing in to save lives within seconds. Their paramedics and volunteers work day and night, treating the wounded, protecting lives. But they can't do it alone. They need ambulances, medical supplies, protective gear. They need you. Israel's first responders are ready to act. Are you? Donate now at www.savelifeisrael.com. Israel has been relentless in weakening Hezbollah, not just through direct military strikes, but by cutting off its weapons supply from Iran via Syria. The fall of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, key ally of both Iran and Hezbollah, has thrown a wrench into Hezbollah's arms smuggling route, making it harder for the group to restock its firepower. At the same time, Israel has expanded its reach beyond its borders, reinforcing its presence in Gaza, southern Lebanon, and Syria's demilitarized zone since December. The government has demanded that Syria keep its army out of 3 key provinces near Damascus and has prepared Israeli forces to defend the Druze community in Yarmana against Syrian aggression. Backed by the United States, these moves show that Israel isn't just playing defense, it's shaping the battlefield to prevent future threats before they arise. Israel can't afford to go back to the way things were before, when its borders were more open, its military posture was more relaxed, and Hezbollah was giving room to grow. History has taught us the cost of letting our guard down. From the Second Lebanon War in 2006 to Hezbollah's unchecked weapons buildup over the years, past mistakes have come at a steep price. This time, Israel must stay ahead of the threat, because when it comes to our borders, there's no room for second chances. As you can all see, Jerusalem's iconic Machne Yehuda market is coming back to life. Its energy, its flavors, and its people filling its alleys once again. Despite the challenges, Jerusalem remains safe, standing strong in the hands of those that God intended it for. Life goes on, and the spirit of this city is unshaken. For Israel, Hezbollah being weakened is good news. It means less danger on our northern border and across the entire country. But the fight isn't over. Hezbollah still hates Israel and isn't giving up its mission. Meanwhile, things are shifting in the region. Lebanon is trying to rebuild ties with Saudi Arabia, and Israel is staying active in Syria. It's a complicated situation, and Israel knows it needs to stay sharp. In short, Hezbollah isn't God, but for now, it's much less of a threat to Israel. What happens next depends on Lebanon's politics, its allies, and how will Hezbollah adjust to the changing in this region, the Middle East. So please pray for peace in the Middle East. May our neighbors be taught to love, not hate, and to embrace peace, not war. May their people be free to live prosperous, joyful lives, so that we here in Israel can live the glorious lives that God intended for us in His holy land. And as always, please pray for the peace of Jerusalem, this city that I love so much.
Hello, this is Mati here in Jerusalem with TBN Israel.
This is Yair Pinto from TBN Israel here in Jerusalem. TBN Israel is keeping viewers informed with Israel-focused news, culture, and what God is doing in this land.
Support TBN Israel today online at tbn.org/Israel. Thank you.